And bring in our next guest here, and we'll talk to her during the next segment here, but we'll kind of introduce her, and that is Ryann Presswood, Walker Valley softball standout. And Ryann, thank you for taking the time to join us here on Off the Bench on location. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. So going into, I believe, your junior season coming up, right? So how's that going? Obviously, the season hasn't started yet, but that doesn't mean you're not, getting ready for the next upcoming season. How's it going so far?
Yes, we're just off-season, preseason. We're really practicing. Fourth block softball, so that's good. We have time management with that.
Now, looking over the schedule, I think we posted on the account talking about you got, obviously scrimmages and stuff coming up, but talk about this 50-inning matchup you have, because you look at that. Obviously, you're thinking 7 to 9 innings, depending on what sport it is, baseball or softball, and you're like, well, that's 50. Explain that process a little bit, because that's a pretty cool thing that kind of makes Walker Valley stand out a little bit, right? Yeah.
So we go with 12 girls. We split them into 2 teams, and then we really just work just fundamental stuff. We go pitching machine, and then we just hit for 50 innings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hitting. Ryan, you kind of, I see your drills and stuff on X. You kind of, how important that is to you as a softball player, kind of just doing the little things daily, and what kind of stuff would you recommend to young and upcoming young ladies that are wanting to get into softball and take it to the next level? Like you said, Jeff was saying, you're a UTEP commit. You're going to be over in El Paso. So talk about what it's like to kind of get to the next level and what it takes, that softball mentality to kind of take that next step and get to play in college.
The little things are really important. You just have to focus on them, and you can never let someone dictate how you feel about your sport. Like, I've had so many people, not really, I guess, believe in me, and I mean, it's really just what you think. You can't let someone else's actions dictate what you do with your...
Yeah, and that's an extra added source of motivation, too, I would think, for you out on the diamond. So what position do you primarily go? Because obviously, for people that aren't on X, we see you, on the bump doing, pitching all the time. But do you play any other position or just pitcher?
I'm a PO.
There you go.
Pitcher only, baby. I like it. God, I lost my thought. So you're going on the road to West, and obviously that's in March. Kind of what's your build-up to get ready for that first game of the season? When you talking baseball or talking pitching, do you scout batters? Do you scout pre-game? Do you kind of know what to avoid? And how's that process work out in your perspective?
It's just film watching, depending on what pitches they can or can't hit. Like, I know for a lot of people they can't hit my inside pitch, so I try to really work more inside now.
If you pitch to me and Jeff for 50 innings, how many times do we make contact?
We're going to find that out come spring, aren't we?
Well, I don't want to embarrass her.
Go ahead.
I don't want to embarrass her. I might knock a couple
No,
out
I
of the
think
park.
you got, third or fourth time, maybe.
That's if we're putting the sacrifice bunt down.
I got a feeling she's going to bring the high heat, and I'll be in the first row of the bleachers watching you take your cuts.
You definitely don't want to do that for sure. But, hey, whatever is good for content, we might work that out for sure coming up. So,
hey, I tell you, in the era of kind of getting advice and ideas on social media, follow Ryann Presswood, man. She's out there with these tips and tricks to kind of pitching and little gimmicks. I saw her leaned up against a wall today or yesterday, I think, practicing a drill or kind of up against the wall. So she's worth a follow over there also. So we talked about you're going to UTEP a little bit. You said it's a 20-hour trip for you to get from here to there?
It is.
And living in beautiful El Paso. And what do you expect kind of college? Obviously, you kind of got a whole other year to prepare yourself physically, but what do you think is going to be different about college ball versus what you're doing here now?
At Walker, we do a really good job at kind of the college workouts and stuff. So the workouts really aren't going to be that different, I feel like. Just more of them.
Obviously, like Justin mentioned, obviously the drills, you make time, you post this stuff on your X or Twitter account about kind of what you do. You don't have to have a facility right here, but you can do anything from your home. But, talk about, just the coaches you work with. I'm sure you have a pitching coach that you work with directly. So kind of talk about just that, in depth, I guess, learning from her and kind of, doing her workouts, instructions sort of thing to kind of help you mold into the player you are, which, like Justin said, you're committed right now to UTEP.
She's had to really work with me on, my way of learning because I'm a really, upfront learner, so you have to show me before you do it. and she works really well on that. I've pitched with her since I was about 5.
Oh, wow.
So
long relationship there with the pitch coach.
I've grown up with her.
And
yeah.
what was her name?
Lacey Paris.
Lacey Paris. Very good. So, Coach Paris, you're definitely doing good for sure. So, you being a pitcher, obviously, we talk about, the heaters and just the change-ups and the sliders, that sort of thing. What is your go-to pitch that, it's a 3-2 count, top of the ninth, you're looking to, get out of there with a win, whatever. Talk about what is your go-to pitch and that your catcher knows that, the signal to give to you to end the game?
My changeup.
Okay.
I love that pitch so much. I can throw that confidently in any situation.
With your eyes closed too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, there you go.
I'm glad she said it's a fastball, because later on tonight, I think we're going to get a bat. We're going to go out here to the field and get her to throw some change-ups to me and some fastballs to you, Jeff Cate.
Me not wearing a helmet too on those fastballs, right?
Yeah, I don't need a helmet, but so you talked about off air kind of scouting batters, scouting pitchers. What kind of stuff do you go through? Is it film? Do you ever go see other teams play? And kind of what's the approach? Because this is a sport, for most people probably know, but you basically play a game every day, every couple days. So what's practice like? What's a game day like? And just kind of what's your process for getting ready to go up against a team that you know is full of killers?
During districts, I try to go to games and just watch the other batters, just see how they hit. But game days, I watch film normally on our team and just see how we're playing that game and just see what we can improve on.
Speaking of your district, obviously, with the season coming up, those are, the games that determine your, district to region to sub-state or state or whatever. So talk about just the environments you play in. What are some of the tougher ones? Obviously, this is here at Walker Valley is going to be the toughest, I'm sure, for any opposing team to come in here and play, right? So which one stands out to you as one that you like to compete in the most outside of Walker Valley High School?
Oh.
It doesn't have to be district. It could be anybody.
I don't know. I just feel like we need to step out on the field with the same mindset every game.
All right.
And just make sure, we play our best game every game.
Sure.
No team is tougher than the other.
I like it. Take it one game at a time. That's the way you should do it. I like it.
And so I guess when you say you've been playing or practicing with a pitching coach since the age of 5, were there any other sports you ever played in, or was it just softball for life?
I played volleyball. I cheered for a little bit. I swam, but nothing really stuck. It was really just softball.
Softball from the beginning. I like it. So talk about your team coming up. Obviously, the 2024 season's coming up. It's January 9th, but it'll be here before you know it,
yes.
right? And so the season starts, I think, in early March, for you guys. Is that right?
Early February.
Talk about kind of your team and kind of the outlook, because, I'm not sure the breakdown of upper to underclassmen there, but kind of talk about your team going into the 2024 campaign for the Mustangs.
We have a smaller team. We're standing with 12. We have a couple pitchers, but besides that, we're basically just stacked. We're not really a power hitting team. We're more of a fast team, which works in our favor because we're all just really small and just real quick, which works really well for us.
Nice.
So how many games do you think you'll end up pitching? What's your role? Are you a starting pitcher? Do you come in? Are you pitching a whole game? Do you pitch back-to-back days? What's it like being a pitcher?
Depending on the game, if I throw the whole game or not, just matters what game we have after that, or if we're playing back-to-back. Like in district, we play back-to-back, so you really have to split it up with even time between pitchers.
So is there I'm sure, your coaches and stuff do a good job of trying to make sure you don't, overexert, yourself when you're pitching, especially like you said, sometimes those district games back-to-back. Is there a pitch count in mind? Or
There's not.
And so it's just kind of however you feel and, how loose you are.
So I try to keep my pitch count around 70 pitches a game, which isn't bad. Some pitchers go 90, 80, 90.
Okay.
So 70 is a good number to stick at.
Yeah, we're learning a lot right here because, obviously, we talked about before off air too. It's we've primarily done high school football coverage, and now we're trying to get into these winter and spring sports while we have the opportunity, and just learning this stuff like this, and hopefully our listeners are too. So that's definitely good information, for sure, Justin.
And how are you as a batter? Because I might try to strike you out.
Yes.
Is it all pitching, or do you want to bat? Do you enjoy batting, or do you?
I hit for school ball. I don't hit for travel though.
Gotcha.
I'm not a strong hitter.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
So is there a difference between, because, I mean, you play for Travel, I think it's Fury Platinum, correct?
It is.
Is there, like, different set of, like, as far as, like, is there, like, a designated hitter position like that there, or is it the same as, like, high school?
Kind of. So, like, if a coach is scouting and they say they just want to see us hit, like, they'll take them for hitting at that college.
Gotcha.
Which is good, because we have a lot of good hitters on our school ball and travel team.
And, yeah, looking forward to doing that for sure. Well, Ryan, we appreciate you taking the time to come over here and join us here tonight at Walker Valley High School. How can people follow you on social media, like on X, to kind of see, like Justin said, you know, these drills that you put on there? And you never know, you might see, you know, the next 5-year-old Ryann Presswood looking at, you know, the one doing it right now. So
yeah, it's Ryann Presswood. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Perfect.
Enough.